Starting with Soldier, the first thing you do is you come to this body. This body is located right here. You can get to it by coming around this thing and going into this house. This has Hevel's Greatsword. Pick up this sword. This is your first two-handed weapon that you use to spam Force Wave. Next, you are going to come find the, what's his name? He's in three places. Here, here, or here. He's in one of these three houses. So you just run over, find him, and kill him. This is going to be your... Oops. Your first MI. You get this helmet. This helmet helps you with Blitz and shield training. At the beginning, it's only helping you for Blitz. Inside the flooded passage, which is this rift gate here, you're going to come to the very end, right here, and there's a boss here. You'll fight him as you pass him. You don't have to farm this, you just fight him as you pass him. And he drops the Shambler's Heart. This is your Force Wave necklace. This increases Force Wave's damage by quite a lot, and this plus your initial two-hand will carry you through the next area. When you exit that area and do the Burwitch outskirts, you're going to collect the blacksmith. You start the quest here. You finish the blacksmith quest over here on this little area. Then you go back to the blacksmith after you've got to your stopping point, or next time you go back to town. And inside the blacksmith, he'll have these recipes automatically built in. You go to him, you go to two-handed melee, and go down to the yellow, and he's got these three different two-handed weapons. Two-handed axe, two-handed mace, two-handed sword. Any of them are fine. I personally like the mace. You make the weapon, and it makes a weapon with affixes closer to your level. And you can make more. And see, this one's 92 because it's got a green affix that's close to my level. So you can get it. So you basically can craft a few of these. They only cost scrap until you get a rare one. Once you get a rare one, then you can go ahead and use that as your main weapon. Swap it out for the Hevel's Greatsword, no matter kind of what it drops, and that's your new Force Wave weapon. Of course, we have Warden Krieg. This is going to be one of your guys you kill. You just kill him, and he's going to drop your shield. This is for after you've swapped to using Blitz as a main damaging skill. Right? Alright, next is the metal. You come to this rift, and try not to die, and kill this boss. This is where you get the first dynamite for your first quest. You just kill this boss, and he will always drop his metal. That metal gives you damage to Blade Arc. So it's damage to Blade Arc. And it's also physical damage, so it'll also help your Blitz. For the first main hand weapon, you're going to come to the Sunbane Oasis. There are some right outside of the Valley of the Three, but the Sunbane Oasis to this area has a lot of them. There's also a decent amount south, like between the temple and the Corvin Sand. So as you're running to get these, just to get these rifts, you should get a weapon to drop. All you've got to do is find an elite one, and they'll eventually drop it. Don't worry about the snakes, just ignore the snakes, but look for the elite dinosaurs. The dinosaurs are the ones you want. Still nothing. You're just running around this area. This area is the area you're going to find that weapon that gives you the blade arc stuff. Ignore the snakes. There's more dinosaurs. Yeah, you're just kind of running through this area until you find... You just find dinosaurs, you kill them. There's some up high, it seems. There we go. We've got our weapon already. This is going to give us damage to blade arc, attack damage converted to health to blade arc, which will keep us alive longer, and it'll give us attack speed and flat damage to presence of virtue, which is why we've got to take presence of virtue when we take this build. Alright, this is where you get your ring. Come down to Cronley, run all the way around the map, and get into Cronley, and just kill him a few times. You just kill him a few times, he'll eventually... Like, he always drops his ring now. You don't need the best drops, but just get, like, just kill him 2 or 3 times, and get a ring. His ring, doesn't matter what it is. Damage types are not really going to help you as much, but you get plus to laceration, you get attack speed, and you get decent amounts of resistances on these rings. It's almost always going to be a double rare because it's a boss drop. Same thing with the shield. It's a boss drop, so it's almost always a double rare. Metal, double rare. Came from a boss after a certain point level. This is just an MI because it didn't have anything. Same thing. This one got a double rare, but this one usually drops with no double rare prefixes. This is where you can start actually doing your swap over from Force Wave. Because because at level 35 you should have enough points to where splitting your points between Blitz and Blade Arc is not going to kill your damage. And this will give you the 2 MIs you need. You can choose to go the Blade Arc focus, which I would not recommend. After you come to Pine Barrens, coming around here, to kill this boss you have to kill for one of the quests. He drops a +1 all to soldier skills. And he drops, and that same necklace gives damage to Blade Arc. Always drops it, because he's a boss monster. But he's not like an act boss monster. So you see, Staunching of Mending, not bad. But this gives damage to Blade Arc. This gives +1 to all soldiers. So it's a good necklace. You could use this as your main thing. It also gives flat physical on top of its percent physical, so that's also another bonus to have it. But the Blade Arc one is a little bit better. And from here, the next part of the quest, I'll just show you without a cut here, because you've got to find a hidden cave. That's the only problem with farming this, even though in the League you don't really have to do it. It could spawn right here, which is right here on the map. Then you got to go down a little bit this way. It could spawn right here on this part of the map. It can spawn here on the map. Maybe here. And then it's got 2 more spawn places. One of the spawn places is here, where it's at, right here. So it's like here, 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 and over here. And you just go in and you kill this boss. This boss drops your other main item. And once you get this item, you can really swap over to using Blitz as your main form of damage. And It's this guy, this big guy over here. Not all the little guys that are with him, but... And he drops this necklace. Necklace gives physical damage, crit damage, and has minus 0.9 seconds to Blitz's recharge, as well as giving Blitz more crit damage. Blitz crits a lot because it reduces enemy DA. So this is a big damage necklace for Blitz, which becomes a nuke. Like, this is more steady damage, this is more burst damage. This also helps you move around the map faster, which is why I recommend using it instead of this. Even though this gives you the +1 to all skills as well, and that's kind of helpful. Alright, and that's your basic setup from, like, you're going from Force Wave, using the same helmet, swapping out weapons, to using the same helmet, and having this and the medal, as well as 2 Cronley rings. Of course you're going to farm Cronley twice. And that's your main setup for this build. Like, you can keep farming these if you want to stick with this build, or you can focus more on Blitz. And if you wanted to focus more on Blitz, you have to unlock, like, you have to finish the campaign. That's one of the reasons why this is this requires less points, so you can do it before level 50, and this one starts here at the end, or at the start of Act 3. So you don't have to worry about doing it before, like, we're waiting until Act 4, or Act 5. And then the next one starts when you get to Barrelholm. In Barrelholm, you're going to get a quest that asks you to get the hearts of these 3 kind of Wendigos. That's going to be the first part of your quest. You're going to go find these 3 Wendigos. There's 3 Wendigo bosses, and they almost always drop. They always drop a Wendigo MI, but there's 3 different Wendigo MI. So you have to farm. You have to farm it 3 times, or like multiple times, to get the right MI. And they have multiple spawn locations. They're not there. You go to Ugdenbog. Run down from Ugdenbog. This is the third spawn location of the first one, as well as the second spawn location of another one. So we've got 1 here instead of, sometimes both will spawn, like 2 will spawn here. But you just kill this guy, and he's pretty much 100% chance to drop. But the other Wendigos also have a chance to drop the what's it called? The Wendigo items. This one dropped the glare, and the glare is the one we want. It's a bonus damage to Shattering Smash, which is the Oathkeeper thing, like the weapon pull skill, and big damage to Blitz, as well as giving points to Blindside. So you could swap that out from Blade Arc to this and get more points in this. Hold on 1 second. Alright, really quickly, I'm going to hop over to the other 2. Oh god, it's not Alt-Tab. We're going to hop over to the other 2 spawn locations. You go to Coven's place. Let's go to Coven's last because we want to go from there. Go to Gloomwold Crossing and go backwards. And this guy is going to spawn in a few places here. You just run back along this area. And he can spawn in this Wendigo camp. He can spawn at the house, and oh fuck, it's Chupacabra. I don't feel like fighting you right now. Yeah? What do you need? I'm not gonna spray the bugs right now, buddy. Yeah, I know. Mama could spray the bugs later, or I can spray the bugs later, okay? Oh, fucking Chupacabra. So you're gonna run around this way. I'm lost again because of that damn thing. You're gonna run this way to the house. And sometimes the Wendigo guy spawns at the house around this area. He did not spawn here. And you run along this road, and then go into this area. And there's like 3 places here. He can spawn right here, which he did. And he can also spawn just like right north of here. Like he can spawn in this area, and then right up on this hill up here. But yeah, just kill him, kill the other Wendigo, and then maybe it'll drop. Then go to Covens, and this is where the last Wendigo spawns. You could spawn the tree guy, but I don't recommend it, because it's just not worth looking for him. So up here, there is one of the spawn locations is right here. This person can also spawn at the Ugdenbog place. Didn't spawn there, that means they spawned down here by this totem. Yep, and there they are. You can get another Wendigo gaze. This is the Word of Pain one, right? No, this is the pet one. There's a pet one, there's a Word of Pain one, and then there's the one you want, which is the Blitz one. You could kill the ghost turtles for the belt, but I wouldn't recommend it. I would just waste a skeleton key. Yes, buddy. Okay, I'll come clean the pool in a second, okay? If you get in the pool, you definitely have to take a bath later, because the pool's dirty. Okay. We have a pool on our balcony, like a kid's pool, just for him. And it rained the other day, so it's a little bit dirty. Like, not dirty, but it's a little bit dirty. You know, how kids' pools are. So you just run into Ancient Grove. This is where you're going to get your weapon. This is where you're going to get your belt. And you're also going to get your ring here. So you have to do this twice. So don't farm the vendor the first time you come in here. If you're going to go full blitz. Because if you're going to go full blitz, you want to get 2 of the Gargable rings. So all you do, I'll show you how to farm the vendor though first. So what you do is you run up to the vendor, don't let everything kill you. There's a vendor here, and mobs spawn right after you open him, so be careful. He has your hammer, which gives you % weapon damage to blitz, which is really huge because of all your flat damage, and % weapon damage to shattering smash, which is your main weapon pool skill once you swap over to blitz. And sometimes you can get a triple rare here, but you can almost guarantee get a double rare. With the crafting system, if you can get at least a decent rare or a decent affix that you want to keep, then that's all you need, and you can just craft the other side. And then on the defensive one, you have your belt, which your belt has the +1 to all soldier belt, which has % increased armor. Sometimes you can get a triple rare, sometimes you can get a double rare. If you look at this, you've got Mystic of Readiness. To reset this, all you've got to do is run to the next area, and then just count to 15. You count to 15, you'll come back, and it'll be reset. However, in the league, only the first time you open the vendor, it has a chance to have a triple rare. So once you reset it, the best you can get is a double rare. So you will not be getting triple rares in the league doing this. So just 15, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then run back. Now that's enough time that has passed. You basically just get out of the vendor's range. This works for any vendor, anywhere. Dungeons, not dungeons. Run back to this guy. You can pretty much ignore everything else in this dungeon. I mean, you don't have to, and you probably should kill it because it's safer. And see, the belts have completely changed. Menacing of vitality and aggressive of psych. So I could choose one of these belts and then choose them. And then I'm going to end this by going to Gargaball, who's our final boss. I would do this on normal, by the way, because normal scales all the way up to level 85. It might scale up to level 100. And you can just go in here on normal and not have to worry about the threat of Gargaball. That's one of the reasons why I usually recommend holding off on this, unless you just get some rare rings or something. Because if you get rare rings, you're fine. Like, rare rings are fine to use instead of the Gargaball ring. You run into Gargaball, you find him, he comes out of the ground here, I believe. Just set up all your stuff on the ground. Save all your cooldowns until his second phase, where you're just going to kite him. He's going to eventually drop things on the ground, like those volcanoes. You just run away from him. You hit him a few times, let your dots kill him, essentially. Like, because Blitz has a really big dot. So you run up on him, you hit him with your Blitz dot, and then you evade away. Run up on him, hit him with your Blitz dot, evade away. And eventually, he'll drop his ring. He always drops his ring, and it's almost always going to be a double rare. You run, you collect your loot, then you reset the game, because you have to reset the game to reset the dungeon. Then you exit, and you're done. And now you move on. If it's the first time you've done it, you'll get a quest from this guy, and it'll give you the points or whatever. And that's that. That's all your main pieces of gear. You'll have the Gargaball's ring, which gives you plus to Righteous Fervor and physical damage base to it. It's just really good. It doesn't have attack speed on it, but it's still really good overall. And then I did not buy one of the weapons. I should have bought one of the weapons of the belt, but the belt gives you Stoneface and the other things like that. As far as your relic, you just go to Malmouth Outskirts. Run over to this guy right here, and go to this tab, and he sells different relics. Oh, Juggernaut. Now we've got our level 35 plus 1 to all soldier skills relic. You just reset this guy over and over, just like you do any other vendor, to get the relic you need, which is Juggernaut in this case. The chest piece comes from the sewers. So you go to the sewers rift. You run away from the town. Run down. Scoot to here. There's a place where you blow up dynamite right here. You blow it up. And then you run in this area. Down here. You can get some crystals while you're here, because crystals are very useful. And then there's a boss right here. This boss. This boss has 2 chests he drops. One is a fire chest, and the other, I want to say it's an aether chest. I want to say it's an aether chest. I can't quite remember. But this one I got is the lightning aether chest. Okay, so it's lightning aether versus physical. You want to get the physical one. The physical one's really good. And that's your chest. As far as shoulders, you're going to have to push deep into Forgotten Gods. Honestly, your chest and shoulders you don't really have to focus on. you just get them, you get whatever ones that give you resistances. But the shoulders that give you the best skills and points, you would run in here. I mean, there's two. There's one that's better for Blade Arc, but the one that's, this one is the Gargoyles one. So you just run through here, you're looking for gargoyles, you find gargoyles, you kill the gargoyles. Gargoyles drop it? No, they don't. Run to the next area. Find some gargoyles, you kill the gargoyles. Gargoyle spines, we got our shoulders, and these are the physical ones. These give you fighting form, resilience, and blitz. So these are just really good overall for soldier. The other one just gives you laceration, and they're physical, but I think these are still better. But the laceration ones you can get, I believe, from like right after Fort Icon. So those are going to be the ones you're going to be wearing for a long time until you unlock the Forgotten Gods one. But again, honestly, any shoulders helps. It does not matter, whatever shoulders you get. Pants, the pants you want are Solisle's pants, which you just go to Broken Hills and run down. And when you run down, I was going to cut the whole video out, but I'm not really going to have all the amount of time to spend looking at stuff. The reason you want these pants particularly is because they give you attack damage converted to health. So having these pants plus that weapon that gives you attack damage converted to health is going to be very good for your survivability. You basically get 12% attack damage converted to health because of these pants and that one weapon. If you get a vampiric prefix, then you have no issue with survivability. You run up him, and you kill this guy. Be careful with your chaos res, because this guy does chaos damage, and he will doom bolt you if you get too far away from him. But he drops these pants, and these pants give you attack damage converted to health. They give you some resistances base, and then they have 2 affixes, which is really powerful. Belt and boot, you just have to figure that one out, essentially. You have no idea. Or belt you get from the Ancient Grove, and boots and gloves, you just kind of have to figure it out, whatever drops you use. And that's how you farm for the different sets for the character. If you actually want to stick with Force Wave, you're going to be doing little damage until you get to here, the Necropolis area, and then you're just going to be running through here, killing the giant guys. Whenever you see a giant guy, you kill him. And no more giant guys, run away. Go to the next area. Look for more giant guys. As soon as you see giant guys, you kill them. Totems will be nice for you, because totems usually have a lot of giant guys. So running towards the totem, because totems usually have the giant guys. Yep, see, got some elite giant guys there. An arcane there too. That's nasty. We didn't get it to drop, but essentially you just run around. Found more giant guys. Kill them. Ignore everybody else. Don't need to kill anybody else. Until you get the Obsidian War Cleaver. That's the weapon you want. You run in here. You could also do Bastion of Chaos if you wanted to get it, but you don't have to. You're just essentially looking for these guys with the axes, and you hope they drop their axe for you. Is all it is. You just want them to drop their axe. Because the axe is the two-handed Force Wave axe. I'm just not getting any luck with the axe. That guy has his own MI in the league. You can kill him if you want. If you can't tell, this is my farming character. This character has unlimited speed. Another totem. It does not look like it has any axe guys. I can't tell. We've got the shield, but no. Oh, there's an axe guy. Okay. Nope, no drop. This is what it can be like. The axe is not like the axe is like the most of the weapons. Like it's harder to get because there's no specific guy to go farm for it. So you're just gonna be farming until you find it. Essentially, you might reset the game a few times. It's probably safer just to stay outside of here than to go in here. Yeah, I'm done with this one. If you want the helmet is the best place to get it is Sister Crimson. But yeah, you farm these guys for the weapon. You either get it or you don't. And that's just how it happens. There, finally. This is your best force wave weapon, especially because you're physical. Big damage. Can get some good tight damage converted to health if you get something like this. And if you want the force wave helmet, you come down to Infernal Waste. And there's a boss. And she has like... she can drop a chest, a shoulder, a helmet. But she's the best person to come farm for the helmet. The force wave helmet, I mean. You just run down. Because she's guaranteed to drop at least some MIs. Like she's guaranteed to drop MIs plus her own MI, essentially. Because she has two different weapons she can drop. And that's on top of her other stuff. Getting farmed by her. She moves around too much, and this build requires things to stand in the fire. Not the bossing build, by the way. This is just a farming build. It's really good for totems and stuff like that. And she drops different helmets. This is one of the helmets. This is the Flame Touched helmet. There's another one that's for Stormbox. And there's the last one is for Force Wave. And that's the one you want, is the Force Wave chosen helmet. Anyways, that's all the different ways to farm for your Blitz character. You can replace these with legendaries at any point. But this should get you started and, cruising through the game if that's what you need for your character.